Yes, what you saw in the title is true. And if you stay with me for the next few minutes, you will discover how we made it. And in case you're wondering, no, we did not do anything illegal, and we also did not sleep these 33 nights under a bridge or inside our Fiat Panda. In fact, here you have some pictures of the places we slept in during these past months, so you see that these were actually very nice homes located in Germany and Sweden. Alright, so first of all, hello everyone, welcome to a new video. If you have been following me for a while, you probably already guessed what I'm talking about. But if not, let me reveal with you the secret, which is no other than the platform Homeexchange. I already made a video on it, on how it works and so on, so I will not extend too much on it, but for those of you who do not know, Homeexchange is essentially a platform that connects travelers with homeowners. It would be kind of like an Airbnb, but instead of paying with money, you exchange points. So let's say that somebody comes to sleep at your home, then they would pay you points, you would earn points, and if you go to sleep in someone else's home, you would pay points to sleep there. I think that it is pretty easy to understand, but if you want to get a much more detailed explanation on how it works, how you can make use of Homeexchange and so on, I actually made a video a few months ago that I will leave here above for you and also down below in the description, so make sure to go and watch it if you are interested. Okay, so now we said that Homeexchange has been the secret to how we have slept for 33 nights away from home for 130 euros. But how did we achieve this? Why did we spend exactly 130 euros? And even more importantly, how can you, yes, you that you're watching the video right now, do the same? Well, in order to answer this, we need to go through a few things. First of all, these 130 euros that we have spent correspond to the annual fee of Homeexchange that you need to pay in order to go on exchanges somewhere else. So to make it simple, if you host people at your home, you do not have to pay this, but if you want to go to someone else's home, then you need to have this. And what do you pay this for exactly? Well, besides being one of the main sources of income of Homeexchange in order to maintain the platform and so on, it also covers for any damage caused by the guests going to your home. So imagine that you rent your home and then they destroy it, which by the way, it hasn't happened, and usually people are super respectful because they are also renting their home, so they are also very respectful when they go to other people's home, but also this fee is meant to help assist you in case there are cancellations, problems and so on. On this, you generally have two options. Either you pay 10 euros per night each time you formalize an exchange, or you pay a fixed 130 euros every year and you can do as many exchanges as you want. In our case, this has certainly been worth it, because if we had not taken the annual subscription, we would have paid in total 330 euros for the 33 nights that we spent away from home if we had just paid the 10 euros that you need to pay every night if you don't buy the annual subscription. Now let's go a bit more in depth into the different exchanges that we have made. And now don't get confused because I said exchanges, but we didn't do any simultaneous one. So maybe we could just call it stays. Cool. So we have done in total this year 5 different stays that have amounted to a total of 33 nights. And just so you get an idea, we firstly spent 17 nights in an apartment here in Munich. In this case, when I say we, I'm talking about Anna and myself, and this was when we initially moved to Munich and we needed just a temporary place to stay while we were trying to find a permanent residence in the city. And in that case, we spent 10 nights in this apartment that we were alone, and then the last 7 nights the owner came back from vacations and we shared the apartment with her. The following exchanges were all done by my mother on her trip to Sweden. So with this you can see that we have one account that we use for our 4 family members, so my father, my mother, my sister and I, and whenever somebody needs to use it, we use it. So officially this is my mother's account and I benefited from that, so for that, thank you, Mom. But going to the following stays, my mom stayed 5 nights in a beautiful house in the coast of the Baltic Sea, followed by 4 nights in another home on the coast, 3 more nights in a house in front of a lake in the west of Sweden, and lastly 4 more nights in a house in the center-south of Sweden as well. As you could see in the picture, all of the places that we stayed during these 33 nights this year were super nice homes. And let's be honest, there is no chance that you could get to stay in such beautiful homes for 33 nights for only 130 euros if it wasn't for Homeexchange. Because if we divide it, we can see that we have spent a ridiculous 3.93 euros every single night. And I mean, the only thing that would be really cheaper than that would be to give this video a like, which is for free. Okay, no, I know that there are lots of other things that are for free, that are super cool, but this one would be greatly appreciated. So if you wouldn't mind, thank you very much. Certainly, traveling with Homeexchange proves to be a very cheap alternative, as we have just seen. But as with everything, it also has some points to consider. And I would not dare to say downsides, because it really depends on how you are and what you enjoy, that you will consider some things as a downside or as positive points. The first thing is that in order to be able to travel for so many days a year, you need to get points. And besides the points that you earn when you register, you only get points if you rent your house to other people. If you have a secondary residence, this is quite easy to do, but if you only have one house, you can only rent it really when you go on vacations, or alternatively, you can choose to only rent one room. For instance, as during this year 2020, we have rented our place 2 times in order to get points to be able to travel, and once we rented it for 3 nights and the other one for 12 nights. The second consideration is that it is not always easy to find a place to stay. Although the platform has grown considerably with already 450,000 homes available, there are still some challenges. Let's say that in the middle of the winter you want to go on a week of skiing in the Alps together with your family, and you try to look for a house in Homeexchange. What will probably happen will be that it will be super difficult to find one. But why? Well, imagine that you are the owner of a place that you can rent in other platforms for which you get real money instead of points in the case of Homeexchange. Then, if you were the owner, you would probably prefer to rent your place through Airbnb, in which you get, as I said, real money instead of doing it through Homeexchange. And this is essentially what happens with very touristic areas. On that, I must say that if you are willing to send a few more messages and look a bit outside of very touristic areas, you will for sure find a home. And you will also have a great time, and the most important thing of all, you will do that on a budget, which is the most interesting part of all of this, right? And the final aspect is that when you rent a home with Homeexchange, it is not like Airbnb. With Homeexchange, people are not only looking for a cheaper way to travel, but generally they also look for more of a local experience. This means that in general, there is a lot more interaction between the host and the guest, and I say this from personal experience, although we have had cases of both. Like sometimes we have gone to places, we have had local experiences, dinners with people, I mean a lot of interaction, and then in others we have just gotten the keys and then we didn't see the host anymore and we could just do our own thing. And in this aspect of socializing, local experiences and so on, it's one that depending on how you are, you will like this more or less. In my case, for instance, I generally prefer to just get the keys, have a place to sleep and do my own thing. But again, it all depends on how you are and what you enjoy doing. But with this last point, I have already covered everything that I wanted to share with you today. Nevertheless, before finishing the video, I just want to mention that I will leave my affiliate link down below in the description to Homeexchange in case you want to subscribe to the website, and if you do so using my link, we will both get 100 points when you first register yourself and your home, plus 150 points additional when you activate your membership with them. No pressure at all, I'm just leaving it here because I think it's just something nice, we can both benefit from this, but I mean, I'm not trying to spam or anything or push you to try to register using my link. Again, thank you very much for watching the video all the way until the end. If you enjoyed it, then make sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you are not yet subscribed, and as always, see you next time.